Was it seduction or illusion? Deception or murder? Nothing is what it seems in a town like Twin Peaks. Starring Kyle MacLachlan, Michael Onkean, Lara Flynn Boyle, Sherilyn Fenn, and Joan Chen. And you can fall back into the mystery or begin your search for the first time every Tuesday night with a new episode hosted by a panel of superfans. Watch live for the audio commentary. No one is innocent in a town like Twin Peaks.
Welcome to Live from Sparkwood 21. This series chronicles the cult classic 1990 television series Twin Peaks, created by David Lynch and Mark Frost. Joining me on this journey are super fans, Last Call Troy Pacelli.
Hello, hello.
Netters Network,
Good evening, everyone.
and Age Boomer.
Hello, hello.
So slide into a booth at the Double R Diner and order a damn fine cup of coffee and a heavenly slice of cherry pie as we watch and discuss episode 15 of season 2, Slaves and Masters. Already in the chat, we have FKHC 2005, Curtis Selby, Lester San Jose the Skeptic Tank, Connie Cleary, Big Al Presents, Sci-Fi Mombi, Dee Dee Myers Jr., and Geek Flag with Nate Knows, 1973. All right. Well, we are back. Unfortunately, to say, or maybe fortunately, depending on your point of view, we have a new big bad in the guise of one Wyndham Earl.
What's great about Wyndham Earl is, and the whole storyline is, it's one of these great ones where you get a lot of backstory as the show goes along, right? So it's like, you know, you thought you knew Dale Cooper, you thought, you know, okay, it was no. There's this whole dark backstory that you didn't even know about. So every time you find out something new about Wyndham Earl, you're going to find out something new about Dale Cooper too. I just think it's good storytelling.
Right. And this was a point in the show, at least where back in the day I felt that the show really needed kind of a shot in the arm, because it was, you know, they were starting to move away, do these plot lines that were moved out of town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing these plot lines where it came off like they were being quirky just for the sake of being quirky.
Yeah.
But it is at this point where we are finally starting to see what seem to be all of these sort of random loose ends
Yeah.
start to come together of, kind of along with the fact that we have Linda Merle, we also have the Thomas Eckert character played by David Warner, who is this kind of ghost from Josie's past. We now know that Andrew Packard is still alive. How's that going to affect things? He's kind of a wild card now. So, to me, watching this show 30 years later, we're starting to see the program be true to form. And it's kind of dovetailing back around to what the first season was. It's much more mysterious and who do you suspect, who do you trust, because another thing that's going to come into play in the middle of all this is the individual who shot Cooper back at the end of season 1 still has not been identified. And that's going to play into things. True. we have all of these what appear to be loose ends. And this is the point in season 2 where they're all going to start to come together. And while we seemed to have meandered with the storyline with James, which I have a little bit more respect for now that David Lynch has said that Mulholland Drive and Twin Peaks take place in the same universe, because I felt that that was Twin Peaks dipping a toe into the world of Mulholland Drive.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Even though I obviously, not having the advantage of Mulholland Drive being a thing when we were watching the show the first time, but obviously because Mulholland Drive was originally meant to be a series.
Yep.
Obviously, that was something that was very much on the mind of David Lynch at the time. He was definitely formulating, and I'm wondering, if Mulholland Drive had gone to series, would we have seen characters intersect?
Yeah, exactly. And the reality is the movie is just a shadow, just an echo of what it might have actually been. So it's not like you can look at it and say, oh, okay, well that's basically your such and such character, and that's basically so and so from. It doesn't work that way, because you actually even need the metadata to know that the Kathy Selwyn character was originally supposed to be Audrey. This was supposed to be a kind of a spin-off for Audrey's character, which is absolutely not what happens. It's so Mulholland Drive is just a completely separate universe. But you look at the framing elements of the world of Mulholland Drive, and you go, absolutely, I could see this being the exact same world as the one that Twin Peaks is set in. We're also going to have to do not only look at Mulholland Drive, we're also going to have to look at Inland Empire as well.
Yeah. I would like to say hello to everyone joining us tonight on Twitter. Please feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and of course follow along with us on Cosme.
Yep, which I do have booted up, and I'm ready to go ahead and share. Let me actually go into the sharing mechanism.
And hello to Disney Ship Herder. Curtis Shelby says, I've decided to go crazy and be a Confederate general. Well,
There you
who
go.
almost happened at some point.
Exactly.
All right. All right. So we're going to.
Oh,
Oops.
whoa.
Oh, sorry about that.
What's going on here?
We're tripping.
I need to
Hey, hold
close
on, we're
Windows.
Trippin'? Is that another sequel to Breakin'?
Yes, yes, it is.
It's like breaking, only not as fluid.
Right.
They fall down a lot.
Oh, man.
Okay.
You know, it's a pity that Golden Globes didn't last in the 90s. They would have funded a Lynch movie, I think, right? Golden Globes. They let Cassavetes do whatever he wanted, actually.
True.
So I thought
Let's see. There we go. Get it right this time. There we go.
whoa, it's like I'm looking into the Tron world when you do that.
Yeah, exactly. Inception.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There's Oh.
All right. Shall I start the countdown?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2 and 3/16. Didn't make like ready. And go.
There was a huge rift between Kyle MacLachlan and Flappy because one time he caught Flappy taking a bath in his hair jelly. Not cool, dude.
Oh gosh.
Is that a steel mill?
No, it's a. It is a.
Widget factory.
It's a sawmill. It's
okay.
It's and specifically a sawmill. I guess the implication is supposed to be the Packard mill, right? But the actual Packard mill wasn't just a lumber mill; it was a paper mill. That's something you don't think about, but.
Yeah, because they
specifically.
keep mentioning the sawmill, right? I guess, yeah.
Exactly.
So they do make saws.
It's meant to be a lumber mill, because it's supposed to be a lumber town. Which, of course, most of the Northwest was.
So we have that lovely hotel made out of all the hardwood, right?
Yes, exactly. I posted in the MeWe group a little documentary about the Shalish Lodge, the Great Northern.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can't say that Lynch isn't an awesome visual storyteller. Right? He really sets the mood. Yep, and David Warner.
Let's be creepy.
You ever make a Star Trek chess set?
I've got one.
Okay.
And hello, Penny.
Oh, hey, Penny. Thanks for stopping in.
You witch.
Yeah, I know. A car, yeah.
took 3 of them to come out and tell her that her husband died?
He gets a lot of attention because he was a rich guy.
They didn't even wait to make sure the cops were gone before they started talking.
I know. I just want it over with. Really? Do you think it's ever going to be over with? That's not how these things work.
How long before she marries her next rich guy? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's the guys in the uniforms all smoking cigars?
I have no idea.
Is that what deleted scene says? The weirdness sake, maybe.
Sometimes, yeah. What you do is you go back to Twin Peaks, you call up the Bookhouse Boys and get them to help you.
What opera is that? Is that Madame Butterfly?
No idea. I'm not a big opera fan, so I don't know it.
That'd be an interesting one if that's the one he picked.
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it ever over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no.
Germans? I'll leave it. He's on a roll. Jeez. Wonder if Yvette's a real person that she went to school with or something.
Funny anonymous hedgehog was it Jet Jaguar?
How about Leo Stein?
Can Bobby stop acting tough because he's not good at it?
You're right. Didn't ask your opinion.
It's like everyone in town knows that those two are stupping.
Right. Yeah, some of the secrets are not that secret.
He needs to be slapped around.
Right.
Get a life, punk.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's our man. Okay. Unfortunately, he doesn't hit him. Okay.
Oh, Albert seems to have changed his tune.
Yeah. It's very interesting the way their relationship is very much pivoted.
Hey, he didn't hug Coop. I'm worried about Coop.
Big C.
Yep.
What's in the box?
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
See, I tell you, I always think of Kiss Me Deadly when I think of what's in the box.
Oh yeah.
Or what's in the box in Belle de Jour. Although, in that case, I decided it's probably best not to know.
Huh.
Yeah, I loved that style of lighter. It's just they're very inefficient. You're constantly filling them with lighter fluid, even if you don't light them very often.
Okay, since there's no explanation for Albert's turnabout.
It's implied. After he was a complete dick to Truman, he does his whole talk about spirituality and stuff like that, and
he probably got his animus out of his system. That's what I expect happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
And it's interesting because as much as of a jarring turnaround as it is for Albert, it's the response from Truman that I find even more interesting.
Well, it's like if men have a fight, then they go out for a beer afterwards, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of a great way of analogizing it. Yeah.
He has rocks in his cabin.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he actually is.
Yeah.
He hit him in the wound, didn't he?
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'd be freaking out too if I was him.
It's like, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be the big bad here, and this guy's freaking me out.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the big bad, but he's not the smartest guy in the room.
They're both missing a few crayons out of the box.
Crazy. Just absolutely. This is why I make the Joker comparison.
You should see him in a movie called The Void, where he goes into like complete Hellraiser mode.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
was that a more recent movie? I think I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guys that did Astron 6, I think, made that, or some of the people in Astron 6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Shock collar.
Yep, electroshock collar.
He's like, oh crap, I gotta do this stuff again?
Oh, gruel. What we'll all be eating in a few years. I'm sorry. Wait.
I was just gonna say, I wonder if when he says gruel, he's just being, it's generic mush, or if he literally means that it's gruel, like, onion slop.
It probably actually is gruel.
It looks really orange. So she.
Morning lighting, I guess.
Oh, she's sad.
I'm going to say, yeah, these two very, very tragic characters with a very, very tragic story. I mean, that really is sad.
So, what, are you going to divorce your wife? The one you feel guilty about?
Well, that's where it gets really, really weird, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird. When I'm looking at Twin Peaks on our big screen,
Uh-huh.
they look kind of orange. When I look at it on my laptop, they look normal.
Oh, sure. Different displays.
Yep. Oh, she's just going to get in bed with them.
Oh, gosh. I don't even know what an airplane slam is, but it sounds painful.
Above the head, spin him around, slam.
Oh,
I'm
my
presuming.
gosh.
Yeah.
I've seen wrestlers do that. She has absolutely nothing to say about the two of them in bed together.
But listen to what she's saying about how she messed up Hank because he was going to hurt Eddie. I got mad. That...
No, it really isn't.
Does Mike think that?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
She could get a second career in the WWF.
Right.
Macho Man Randy Savage wouldn't know what hit him, right?
He was
Heck, she could become a superhero for crying out loud.
There you go.
Meanwhile, badly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Why not they call Joe?
I don't know.
Curtis says Nadine would be more fun than most Marvel heroines. Yeah.
That's for darn sure.
What the heck is all that?
Catherine's dry cleaning?
I don't know why that's funny. I'm just...
Paprika and goulash.
That's all you need to know.
Right.
You were not in Paprika because that was an anime.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, that was the great Satoshi Kon's last movie.
Yeah.
Okay, what thread is that?
Don't know. Thread or hair.
And he just took Pete's glove.
And hello to Orville Nation.
Hey, PJ. Good to see ya.
It's a bloodshot eye there.
Yep.
And Johnny, long time no see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
It's like, can't you just like smack him upside the head or something?
Hey.
See, I like that. She's not going to be bamboozled.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the characters here grew up pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah, she's a smart girl.
Yeah. And what she literally just did was get him back on the track of we need to help my father.
Apomatics? I thought those 5 people just walked out of the room because
No.
they went down the hall past her while she was talking to her uncle.
Maybe they came back. I don't know. It's the worst rendition of this song I've ever heard.
I know. It sounds sick.
There
Oh,
are
no,
some,
that he can't play trumpet.
Bugle.
Whatever. Same difference to me.
or doesn't strike me as a southerner.
Yeah, no.
Oh, look who's at the bar.
Mrs. Marsh, good evening.
With a little umbrella in it. She doesn't care.
This is when you reach back, grab a hold of his
Yeah.
cojones, and squeeze hard.
He's not a nice man.
Well, especially, it's time to go a little Han Solo on his ass. He just told you he'll kill you. That makes the whole "I feared for my life" defense quite plausible.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And see, the whole thing with the threads makes zero sense. You're telling me that the threads that were found on the coat were still there after coming back from the dry cleaners?
That means they're bad dry cleaners.
Yeah, there's a lot of, it's just, well, we need to connect dots here, so just accept it.
What fight did you forget? He got hit by Jean Reno. Because remember, it's only been a few days since that happened.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they do a pretty decent job of keeping details like that pretty consistent. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's one big ice cream cone.
She probably took it away when she was trying to make the place fancy, right? Now she's putting it back.
Possibly. Curtis Selby, Chupacabra?
He fought Sting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hank's going back to the Huskow.
I would have to say this would never be on network television again because I don't think that Lynch wants to work with terrestrial television. He's got very serious problems with it.
I don't know if anybody wants to work with terrestrial television.
Well, that's true. That's true. When we get to Fire Walk with Me, we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. That, and if we ever get back to Mulholland Drive, I think that's an even more damning indictment at television than...
True.
Yeah. And hello, Lady Mist.
Hello.
She's terrified.
Yikes.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, you have.
Down, Marlena.
Ew.
Boar's head. Big delicacy in medieval times. Dude, she can make the rings.
Yep. It's not that difficult.
I've never tried, so I don't know.
Was she an electric boogaloo? Or the other one?
No.
The mouth breather?
No.
I was kidding, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, you're not safe here.
Curtis says if Gandalf were a hot blonde woman, and I'm like, do not give Amazon any ideas.
Oh, God, yeah.
If he was smart, he'd have a recording device on him.
Yeah.
If only he was wired. Hey! And Dune.
Oh, she gives up easy.
Yeah. There definitely is an element of he's in control and she doesn't have a choice in the matter. She may be a willing victim, but she is a victim. I mean, and it really does make sense from their point of view. You kill him, he can never testify against you. They're not going to look any further. It really does, put an end to the story.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Humble horse. Get out of here. You don't know what you're doing.
Gosh.
Well, Nate, the two can be true at the same time. It is kind of funny because for him to go, yes, I agree, amen. Ulysses S. Grant, immediately after the war, ran for president. I surrender. Of course you do.
Uh-oh. What?
Yep. Because he basically got the resolution he needed here. The Real Walden Nation live. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. And you, yeah. Yep. Oh, there's always Wizard of Oz references in David Lynch productions.
Thus there's Gone with the Wind reference too here too, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. It was all very convoluted, but that's really what this was all about. He was in control. Everything spiraled away from him. He couldn't deal with it, so it's a coping mechanism.
Well, he doesn't have a job anymore. He only needs.
You were there, and you were there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was only hired to take care of the crazy, and so Loverboy over there doesn't have a job anymore.
Maybe go back to being a high school student.
Yeah, so the analogy I made last week of him showing up at the cabin and, very Frankenstein-esque. Then, of course, they called him Leo Stein earlier. This is very, very Frankenstein.
And he's getting everything he deserves.
What's he giving to eat?
Oh.
I think that's a cookie.
Nutter butter.
I like Nutter Butters.
Dude, step off. I saw them first.
Yeah, right.
So they're my chicks. No. Sorry. We don't even know that guy. Yeah, but he saw you first, so you're his chicks.
Yeah.
That's actually from the movie. Meanwhile, you two dipsticks have still failed to kill dipstick number 1.
Right. And neither one of them has thought about the fact that, they've both had run-ins with Donna and they're going to have to deal with her too.
Okay, I'll give it to you this way. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Come shoot him.
Yup.
Did Donna just get another person killed?
Yeah.
Nah, that's a hard one to pin on her.
I don't
It
know.
really is.
Maybe. I'm just saying, it's like this is second body.
So now James is off the hook.
I mean, she's always working the angle, right? What story do I tell?
He needs his suit back.
I agree.
He walked right past Coop and he didn't
Yep.
recognize him. It's not saying he can't wear his suit. It's not like it's a government issue suit.
Right.
What's that?
It's a mask.
With glowy eyes.
Maria, hello.
Oh, Maria, good evening. Nice X-Files reference, Curtis.
Ooh.
Right.
And we knew that. We knew that. So, although Shelley doesn't know it, her problem isn't Leo now. Now it's Wyndham Earl.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's an electrified collar, it's very much a literal leash that he has him on. There we go. Another episode of Twin Peaks. Oops.
I saw that one before.
You saw what one before?
That episode many years ago.
Well, I know that's for most of us. This is a rewatch.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, very kind of wrapping up the Marsh, storyline there, and side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There does seem to be a drive for people trying to get back to some sort of normalcy. A lot of elements in this episode are people trying to get their lives back to where they were, right? So you have the somewhat resolution of the dissociative episode by Benjamin Horne, trying to, with the help of his family and friends, trying to get his head together and get him back on track. You got Shelley now returning to the Double R Diner because now she doesn't have to take care of Leo. Someone else is kind of doing that, right? As you point out, other people are trying to progress and move on, but the past is kind of coming back to pull people down again. We got Wyndham Earl coming back for Cooper. All of that back history. We got Eckert coming back for Josie. A lot of themes kind of repeating themselves here. So, there you go.
Josie.
Yeah.
And the Pussycats.
And I would say with Josie too, she's another one who very much like that Marsh woman. You do have a little bit of sympathy for her. She's very much a victim, but she's made a lot of her own problems, and she's contributed to the problem herself. She's not innocent. Let's say
She's trouble.
Yes, absolutely. There you go. So, any other thoughts?
He picked up that postcard at the end and said an owl. What was the significance of that?
The owls are not what they seem.
Well, she's right. So we have come to associate the owl with the spirits of the lodge, specifically Bob. So I'm guessing that's a little bit of foreshadowing. Bob is not gone. You know, and he will be back, and Wyndham Earl is going to cross paths with him. Absolutely.
And as we all learned from Ghostbusters, crossing the streams is bad.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
You never
Yeah,
cross
We are
the stream.
definitely going to be crossing some streams.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this
Okay.
was the ending of one plot line, the whole James and Evelyn Marsh plot line, and I don't think it goes anywhere after that. I think this was pretty much it,
Yeah.
unless I'm forgetting something. And we're on to what will become the main thrust of the season. This is basically Holmes versus Moriarty, Cooper versus Wyndham Earl.
Yep.
We have the whole situation of it's starting to look like Josie shot Cooper.
Yep.
And of course, we still have her dealing with Thomas Eckert, and yeah, and of course, there are going to be a couple of other characters who are going to pop up and get involved, and I don't want to give that away just yet until we get there.
Right.
But there's going to be a couple of familiar faces who are going to show up.
Yep.
And one in particular, I'm very happy to see. Quiet. Okay. You're hosting the show. Calm down.
That's your show.
Steady on.
Do it however you want to.
Steady on. Lady V might get jealous. No. Sorry. By the way, where's Lady V?
Yeah, not here today.
Hey,
Let her know we missed her.
Hey, may have. All right. Well, that's one thing I do want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. Everyone who was in the chat. Everyone who is following along on Rumble. Troy, how are we looking on Rumble?
I have.
Who's with us there?
I don't know. Let me go take a look here. I saw some comments come in from somewhere. Let's see.
So
I don't see anything going on in Rumble. But the big reason that I needed to share it on Rumble is this way I don't have to try to physically back it up later on. That's the primary reason that I've been putting stuff on Rumble that way. And
I definitely want to do more on Rumble this year, so certainly something to consider. I want to do some Rumble exclusive type stuff because there are some things I'd like to go into that YouTube does not necessarily approve of. Censorship is real, folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially now we have not trying to get too okay, I'll stop. This is not that show.
Just by way of analytics, so it looks like it was Curtis Selby, PJ from Orville Nation, and Maria Tiantelli commenting in my YouTube stream. But let's face it, when you're reading it in StreamYard, it doesn't really matter where it's coming from. It's all like it's one conversation.
Indeed. Good job, folks. I own stock in Rumble, so yes, please let's do more Rumble. Indeed. Right on. Curtis says I did a post on censorship if anyone has the patience for it. All right, I'll have to check that out.
Interesting. Good.
Right on. All right, I think that about wraps it up for this episode. Like I said, aside from the Evelyn Marsh storyline being cleared up, this was what I would consider a shoe leather episode. You're kind of setting some things up that are going to come to a head at the end. They are basically, from this point on, setting up the ending of the season.
Yep.
There's no Andy.
No, there was no Andy this week. I mean, well, there are so many characters at this point that you kind of have to remember, and you have to juggle. And we're, like I said, we're going to get a couple more, and when we get to season 3, there's also going to be some new characters as well. So
that's true. That is very true.
I'm looking forward to see. So
in a way, Kathy Selwyn shows up.
yes.
I did do the mental gymnastics. I could not think of any way to warp in my mind how she could be the same character, but doesn't matter.
Well, if my theories concerning season 3 are correct, and based on some discussions we've had backstage and listening to some other people, I'm beginning. There's a very big piece of the puzzle that's now in place. But like I said, when we get to season 3, I'll start laying out my theories, but not until then. But kids, buckle up, because if I'm right about season 3, it's going to be a roller coaster.
Yep.
So, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I can tell you with certainty, even if he's not right, it's going to be a roller coaster.
So anyway, once again, folks, thank you all for being here, for sticking with us every week, and there's much more to come.
Yep.
Like I said, we still got the rest of season 2. There's still season 3. We're going to revisit Firewalk with Me. We're going to be discussing Mulholland Drive later on, possibly also Inland Empire, because I guess that might fit in up to a point too. I have not seen Inland Empire in its entirety, so I can't really speak to it. But it's one of those movies I always kind of wanted to get to, and just I never got around to it. Yeah, it is available on YouTube.
And of course, I will be hosting it here as we watch.
Yes,
for your convenience.
And then, of course, we still have the books to delve into, which is a whole other layer. We still have the Agent Cooper autobiography. We have his tapes. We also have the final dossier and those books as well. That so yeah. So there's going to be, when this season ends, there's much more to the story, and some of it I'm going to be seeing for the first time. So we're going to have that added benefit. All right. So I do want to acknowledge everybody that I saw in the chat. If I missed anyone, I do apologize. We had FKHC 2005, aka Tim. We had Curtis, Lester, Connie, Big Al Presents joined us. Dee Dee Myers Jr., Sci-Fi Mombi, JPRPH1, Disney Sheepherder was here. Penny, Oroville Nation, The Lady Mist, Realway Nation, Gaming Clips, and Maria with Telly. All right, so we will go one time around the horn. Troy, what's coming up?
Friday night, I'm going to have. This was again. I want to thank Boomer for brilliant suggestion for topic. after we talked about Canon Films last week, we said that the natural progression, we need to do a retrospective and a little bit of a history dive on the rise of cable television. Some great memories from our perspective for those of us who remember a time before there was cable, and now we're kind of actually seeing, I believe, the end of cable.
Yep.
So we're going to kind of take you through that a little bit, look at how the entertainment industry has been impacted by it. And like I said, there's going to be some fond memories there, too, to share with you. That's Friday night on Last Call, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. That's what I got coming up.
All right. Nutter.
Well, let's see. On Thursday things this week, my special guest will be Maria with Tea and Tally. I'm looking forward to having her on and just catching up because, well, she's already way surpassed all of us.
Yeah. She hasn't forgotten the little guys yet.
See, Maria loves me.
Yep.
And then on Saturday, we will be watching, I forget what year, but it's Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah. I want to say 2004. Am I wrong about that? I could
Sounds
be wrong.
right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I
Yeah.
think you got the.
I don't have it over here.
Oh,
no.
you don't? Okay.
No. That's okay. That's okay. It's the remake, not the original.
Yes.
That's Thursday.
So it
I mean,
doesn't count.
that's Saturday. That's Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Saturday. And of course, I'm co-hosting on of Troy's Last Call with Troy Pacelli.
Yep. She'll be
I'm
there.
Also on, of course, Sparkwood 21 every Tuesday.
Yep.
I think that's it for right now.
Yep.
Boomer.
Oh,
Or shall I say Mr. Earl?
What? Oh, Henny. No, like I said, I'll be on with Troy on Friday, and you can catch me again on Sunday for Geeky Geezers, and that'll be at 8 p.m. Central Standard, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, right after your unscripted show. And I'm trying to think what we're going to talk about. I did send you some articles, didn't I? About stuff.
Yeah. Let's take a look. What do I got here? Because it's still early in the week. That's the thing,
Yes.
right? So we're looking at Star Wars Outlaws community. Manager Shauna Jones appears to have animus against white men in
Yeah,
numerous
that's
social
right.
media posts.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ubisoft, that's great.
and I think this is going to become a recurring theme, this whole idea of you can discriminate against nobody except one certain very specific
Right.
demographic. I guess The Rock gets a little bit political.
I suppose, or yeah, kind of.
And a follow-up on the copyright lawsuit, Paramount and Top Gun.
We talked about that.
Yes,
while
we
back.
did.
Now we're gonna have the final answer about it. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. That's just where we're starting out. There's going to be a whole lot more between now and then.
I'm sure more involved.
So be sure to tune in.
Company. Anyway, yep, that's it.
Yep.
Certain. Yep.
All right. That brings it around to me.
Yep.
All right. What show am I not on this week?
Right.
All right. I am going to be joining Jedi Bill 4:30 Thursday afternoon for Action Theater. We are going to be watching The Beekeeper with Jason Statham. Right. It's this great action movie that I was in earlier in the year. See, and I'm in it with Jeremy Irons. You might remember him from his magnum opus, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. Great movie.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic movie, yes. Yeah, as you can hear, Mr. Statham may join us during the course of that broadcast. All right, so let's see, that gets me on over to Friday. I am going to be joining Big Al Presents for a special Friday night edition of Films with Friends. And we are going to be watching Your Hunter from the Future. And from what I understand, it's a cross between Conan and Star Wars. So, okay, you know.
Isn't that Thundar the Barbarian?
Sure, why not? And,
I always felt that Thundar the Barbarian was actually a cross between Conan the Barbarian and Star Wars. I mean, literally.
Oh, for sure. And hopefully, Soundtracks with Birdman will be able to join us for that. I know he's on the guest list, so to speak. And it's been a while since I've been on with him, so it would be cool to touch base, or touch base, or base. I am from base. Yeah, I am from the Gap Club, so sometimes things come out sound like this. Sometimes I can't do S's. Okay, so that gets me on over to Saturday, where, if all goes as planned, I will be joining Jedi Bill for a round or 3 of After Hours Karaoke. So catch us there. We'll see how quickly we get the stream demonetized. And that gets us on over to Sunday for Western Cinema Presents, and we are going to be watching The Return of Sabata with Lee Van Cleef,
Nice.
which is the third in the Sabata series. Also, Unscripted, which is going to be an episode entitled "Falling Stars." And I'm going to go into why most movies these days seem to be one and done, and why I am going to change my rating system because of it. So stay tuned for that. Of course, that's the precursor to Geeky Geezers over on Boomer's channel at 9 p.m. And then rejoin me about half hour later, depending on when you guys finish up, for The Other Side of Midnight, which will be, if I remember correct, episode 47. So no guests lined up for that just yet, but the week is young, so we'll see. And then Monday, still going, Mystery Movie Night at the Regal, 10 p.m. I'm flying solo next week because Sin will be off visiting family. And, of course, that brings us right back here to Tuesday. Right back here, same bat time, same bat channel, for the next episode. All right. Any last words?
The owls. They should sell stuffed owls at Twin Peaks, like in the shops. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's all.
Flappy is not what he seems either.
Hey, he's complicated.
Mm-hmm. I will agree with you on that, yes.
All right.
I just want to make sure everyone subs to every member of the chat, as well as every member of the panel, as well as every member in the chat. There we go. And if you think you're sub, please go back and double check that you are still sub, because YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Okay. I would like to remind everyone who's watching, our pal Big Al Presents has a new 10-word review for the movie Monkey Man, written and directed by Dev Patel. Looking forward to seeing what his thoughts are on it, because I've heard a lot about it, some good, some not so good. So check that out. And also, our pal 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser is also live right now with Toxic Tuesday. Burt Reynolds month continues, and the gang is watching White Lightning. All right. And welcome to the show, Jack. Where are we at in the show? Tonight was Slaves and Masters, episode 15 of season 2.
And that was something I was getting at too. This obvious Slaves and Masters. You see Wyndham Earl and Leo Johnson, but then you also see the situation with Josie and with Evelyn, also falling into the whole slave and master paradigm. So that's intentional.
Yeah, the title for this week's show was apt, to say the least. All right. Well, that is it for tonight's show. I want to thank everyone who joined us on Twitter, including Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Everyone who is following along on Rumble and on Troy's channel, and as well as Netters. And Boomer, were you simulcasting as well?
Yes.
So, okay, shout out to everyone who joined us there.
We're maximizing our scatter zone for this show.
Indeed. All right, so Netter, would you like to go out with your...
Yep. We're
your
good,
final
sweetie.
word?
You don't need to make it closer. You keep pushing the mic closer and closer to me. Like, they can't reach just fine. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun, but it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you know you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You could have been anywhere tonight, and you're here. They're just so encouraging. And it's not just encouraging for the panel, it's encouraging for the chat, because you guys are talking amongst yourselves, you know, you're greeting each other, you're showing the love. I just really love seeing that. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for encouraging us and the chat, other chat members. I hope you have a great rest of your week. We will definitely see you on Thursday, I hope, on Thursday Things for my guest, Maria with Tea and Telly. Yep. And until then, good night and God bless.
And for tonight's update, it is 10:12 p.m. on the East Coast on the 9th of April, and it is 61 degrees outside. I thought I'd throw that in. And as I always say, thank you all very much for joining us. Please hit the like, share out the stream. If you are new to our channels, please subscribe, and please check and see that if you are subscribed, that is still the case, because YouTube will unsubscribe you without your permission. So please check. You've made this show a success. I know it's very niche, but we found some fans, and we've got some friends, some new friends, some other channels that we've met because of this show, and who hopefully later on will be able to join us for an episode or two. And as for me personally, you are all the reason why I do this. My channel continues because you come back week to week and show by show. And I really do appreciate it. So, give yourselves a round of applause, because you deserve it. from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night. Take care. Stay strong, because this is how we win.
Was it seduction or illusion? Deception or murder? Nothing is what it seems in a town like Twin Peaks. Starring Kyle MacLachlan, Michael Onke, Laura Flynn Boyle, Sherilyn Fenn, and Joan Chen. And now you can fall back into the mystery, or begin your search for the first time every Tuesday night with a new episode hosted by a panel of superfans. Watch live for the audio commentary. No one is innocent